Well, it has been really one of those long-awaited interviews with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and has gonna hit obviously come out and broken silence on what he thinks Man United is all about, the future of certain players, and very many things. So I think I'm gonna break it down into different episodes because it has been really a long one, and even till now we are still getting more and more and more and more from the guy himself, that is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Is gonna hit to hold interviews with very many media out platforms, and we anticipate more and more and more to come because he's this kind of an owner who has gonna hit obviously have the balls to face the media and even the fans of Man United. That shows you exactly things that we're gonna hit obviously be clinging onto ever since I opened up this channel. I called upon for an owner who would obviously address the fans and the media, then a CEO who would obviously address the press and the media, you know, and they can even use our media platforms like this one in here for you. They can obviously have an interview with us. So that's what we want, a sporting director that can really speak to the media and speak to the fans. I'm gonna hate to see Edu when Arsenal is really doing the preseason. You know, these fan channels, AFTV and very many others, would easily get interviews from him. But who could obviously get an interview from Ed Woodward, Richard Arnold, or John Mata? No one could, because they don't eat that. They are not good enough to answer questions that these people really feel like they should be answering. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has shown us his bravery that is going to hit to walk in, and immediately this announcement was made yesterday. The interviews are out, meaning that he's ready to face the media and really talk to them, and all the people on his team are willing to face the media. Dave Brasfeld, Jean Claude, Omar Berada, Dan Ashworth, all that. This guy is willing to face them and obviously have a say about what he thinks about the game of football. So welcome to the United Matters channel. But topping the story today is all about Sir Jim Ratcliffe breaking silence on Mason Greenwood's future. I've always come here and really told you that the board of United that is in charge of the football operations is going to come in through and take on the mentor to make a decision of Mason Greenwood. And today, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been asked that question, and we really have 2 or 3 paragraphs of answers that's going to hit obviously reveal to the media. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Continue to subscribe to this channel, and let's hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And Rokan David is my name. For the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and let's see close to 200 likes much on this video because it has been really longly waited for in here onto the United Matters channel. Now, when asked on Mason Greenwood, he said he's a Man United player and we are responsible for football. It's clear we have to make a decision. No decision has been made yet. He's on loan, but he's known the loan. The process will be understand the facts, not the hype, and try and come to fair decision on the basis of values, which is basically is he a good guy or not, and answer could he play sincerely for Man United well, and would we be comfortable with it, and would the fans be comfortable with it? So it is not all that a given that he has gonna have to give us an clear and obvious answer. That is it. It's not a clear and obvious answer, but it shows you that they need to obviously make thorough investigations and look through what investigations were really made. If it calls for them, by the way, to obviously do or redo the investigations, then it will have to happen, because at a certain point X, you need to do certain things that people think they really did were right, because you cannot trust the Glazers, Richard Arnold, and John Mata on what they did. If the investigations were not good enough, they'll rather go ahead and really do a better investigation story in there. So, as it stands for the club of Man United, they believe he's a very good player. He's still a Man United player, but they have to obviously do the needful and see how Mason Greenwood really does. But he also hints on saying that it's not only going to be onto Mason Greenwood, it's going to be onto it's going to be also onto other players. The assessment is going to be huge, because there is a point as said, is he sincerely willing to play for the club of Man United? Remember way back towards the end of the summer, before he crossed to Getafe, we had the story that Mason Greenwood is known to care with Man United on how they're going to hate to handle his affairs. That his case was really off and he was proven not guilty in February. I think it was around 22nd February last year. And it took them close to 7 months to obviously make a decision on his return. So he felt like that was injustice, because if Man United didn't have a proper way to obviously get him back, they would have gone ahead to let him find a team, have a good preseason with the team, and then get back firing. Because I've gone ahead to see the best of Mason Greenwood at the beginning of the second half of the season after the return from the Christmas break, and you've gone ahead to see to it that he's really pivotal in every win that Getafe is really getting. And it was said that he was pissed with Man United. So that's where Sir Jim Ratcliffe kicks in and asks, is he willing to put his body on the line for the club of Man United? That's the most important bit of this whole, and I really understand that it's really gonna really go heights and heights. So that is it coming in through from Sir Jim Ratcliffe on Mason Greenwood, but he's acknowledging him as a Manchester United player. Then he added the following to add on to Mason Greenwood, and it read that it's a fresh decision. I can talk about the principle. I'm not going to talk about Mason. I am familiar with it. The principle is the important one. We will have other issues going forward. You are dealing with young people who have not always been brought up in the basic circumstances, who have a lot of money, and they don't always have the guidance they should have. What we need to do when we have issues like that is understand real affects, not the hype. Then we need to make a fair decision in the light of the club's values. That's what we need to do, and that's how we will deal with it. So it's gonna be a huge assessment put in by the side of Man United, and we believe that best of the best is gonna be really put up to where it deserves to be. But as it stands, I think it's really going to be a huge one for this guy. You really look through it and really understand that they are in a hard place and a rock, because how do you make a decision when you are a new owner of the club? There is a group of United fans who want Mason Greenwood back, and there is a group of United fans who don't want Mason Greenwood back. So, with lots of stories that have been really making rounds all over social media, you really understand that it is really hard for Mason Greenwood to return, because if they've gone ahead to look at Olise, that means Greenwood is going to be sold. Why? If we are not going for Olise, then Greenwood was going to stay. But you cannot go ahead and really bring in Olise. Yet you know that Greenwood is better than Olise in all aspects, and he's a versatile player. He can play as a right forward or a right attacking midfielder. He can play as a left attacking midfielder, and he can also play as a centre forward. That is Mason Greenwood for you. So the moment you see it that United have gone ahead to obviously go in for Olise, of which that deal can be agreed even before the summer transfer window opens, then you'll find it that he is gonna find himself in a position of really being sold. And rumor has it that the plan is all wide. Man United want to sell Mason Greenwood for like £40 million. Then, after selling him £40 million, they'll put what we call a sell-on fee, if at all they really see this player coming up. And I think Man United would find themselves easily selling him to a club that is not all that big, like Real Madrid or Barcelona, because when you sell him to Real Madrid or Barcelona at that fee, then you won't really get back the amount of money you want, because those clubs are fond of keeping players as long as they still offer the best. So you would obviously sell Mason Greenwood to teams like Getafe, Real Sociedad, even Atletico Madrid can, by the way, because they are teams that can really sell these players expensively. Like, you can tell them, I want a 30% sell-on fee. You sell him £100 million, you obviously send my 30 to me, add it to the 40, that is like £70 million out of a player. That will be something good. And with the plan of United getting in more and more monies from the players available, then you'll find yourself getting profits. £70 million from Mason Greenwood to me is not bad, though I would think that we're going to have to keep him on loan for another season, right? hits the ground running, sell him for £100 million. That is Mason Greenwood for you. And this story comes in through after we had a story like 2 days back that there is a trio of players that United want to sell, and Mason Greenwood is one of those. And all factors are indicating that a sale of Mason Greenwood is really inevitable. I know it's going to hurt most of the people that really watch this channel, but that's what you're supposed to believe in, because we should believe in the process of these two people that are going to have to come in through and really take over the club of Man United. So that's all about Greenwood. Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in through, obviously doing the news and really saying that. And let's obviously jet where we deserve to be and go to another story or another hint that has been talked about by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Now, people have always gone ahead and really said he's here for the money, he's here for the financial benefits. When asked on whether he's here for a financial benefit, he said, I'm not interested in the financial aspects of this investment at all, really, because I make enough money in chemicals and oil and gas, really. This is not a financial investment. It's because I'm interested in seeing Man United being successful again. By the way, one of the hugest and best moments everyone would love to see his team being run by a person who runs it. We all know that there have been lots and lots of stories that have gone ahead obviously coming through, and they've gone ahead to really raise lots of speculation that this guy is really not interested in Man United because he had interest in other clubs. Looks like he had a dream of really getting a team that is really big, and God has gone ahead to give him a chance that he has gone ahead to come in through and really buy Man United, and is having a minority stake. So I think the plan is already there for him to obviously get United where it deserves to be, and you see to it that he has gone ahead to take the right steps of really doing the best for the club of Man United. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to obviously make his name echo a lot. That is it. All he wants is to do right things. Look at what he's going to have to do, the structure, how he's structuring the club, because he knows that the top obviously is responsible for what the bottom is going to look like. And that's what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to have to do. There is a story that we read way back that he's 79 years of age, feels like he doesn't have very many years ahead of him. So he wants obviously to build a legacy and his name to be remembered that after Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013, it took United 10 years to get back to where it deserves to be, and that happened under Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And this is when I've got to understand that they're saying that a lot of things happen. So a lot of things happen after 10 years, and after 10 years, lots of things change. So after 10 years, we've gone ahead to see Arsenal get back. Look at Man City. Their 10 years always coming to an end. Then Liverpool, Klopp is really leaving the side of Liverpool. So it is really very important to see to it that we really give this guy time. And taking over Man United, one of the biggest football franchises in the world, is the best way to obviously put yourself in the public eye. I only knew him when he was really doing that motorsport, cycling sports, water sports. But his name has gone ahead to amplify 1000% more times than it used to sound when he was doing that. So he's at Man United. He's here. We are talking about him, and he's here to obviously take the club of Man United to where it deserves to be. So guys, tell me your thoughts about Sir Jim Ratcliffe pronouncing Mason Greenwood's future at Man United. What do you make about it? And do you think he's here to make money or not? Because it looks like he's saying he's not here to make money, and maybe you agree with him or not. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. A sign out for now. See you later, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, it's a Wednesday. Champions League is here, but Liverpool is also playing Luton Town at Anfield, a game that we are all gonna be really looking at to see what result is really gonna happen. One will ask, you as a United fan who is really 13 points, is it 13? Yeah, 13 points behind Liverpool. Why do you really have to watch this game of football and really keep an ear there? If they happen to drop 2 points, that means United wins. You see to it that we close down to 11 or 10. So I have to watch this. I've always told you that if we continue with this beautiful run, in the next 5 games, if we win most of those games, you'll see to it that we won't be off. We won't be far off from the team that is being talked about as winning the trophy. It happened last season, but we fell off and we went ahead to lose the remaining games there. Rokan David is my name. Hope you guys are really having fun. Bye bye for now. See you later. Find me at the Rokani Media Football, where I obviously do my stuff. Arsenal taking on the side of FC Porto down in Portugal, as even Barcelona, I think, plays away at Napoli. Me out.